You believe in a human capital, but the market forces are taking over. Like if you look at internet and social media, we have very few companies, and the same thing is going to happen with artificial intelligence. Don't you agree?
I think we have to change the business models and we have to value different kind of currencies. So monetary capital is still ruling. We still need monetary capital on a practical level to pay our bills and so on. But I still think that intellectual capital and social capital are being valued more and more. I think blockchain could play a part in having like smart contracts and making sure that it's like a more fair share of creative work, for example. So we are getting new business models. We are getting better collaboration tools. So hopefully there will be a change in also the way we value currencies. A lot of my work would not be possible if I didn't have a lot of social capital. So social capital has been more important than monetary capital in a large amount of the projects I've made. Also, I think there is a lot of possibilities with AI, for example, because the so-called soft values, the values that haven't been so easy to translate into numbers, are now becoming more valuable. Just like Max Tegmark showed this image where like art cinematography was on the top level where AI couldn't really compete with humans yet. So we still have, for me it's a kind of revolution for artists maybe, that the softer values are getting valued more. So this will have a mark also in the economical system. And also when it comes to that, if you look at the like recycling and upcycling and the DIY and maker culture, for example, people are starting to like 3D print things they need. We start to recycle and reuse clothes, change clothes with each other. So there's still this, I think it's a strong force kind of changing the economical system.
You said that you had the benefit of social capital,
Yep.
but many people in the world doesn't have the benefit of social capital. Then how could artificial intelligence will really help many people in the world?
Access to other things. For example, access to teachers. There's a project now with the robot teachers, so you can send a teacher to any part of the world where you might not have access to a school. Then AI can actually teach kids, for example, different languages from all over the world. Also, healthcare. You have, for example, when it comes to finding cancer, AI is a lot faster than a human doctor to find cancer. Or to read images like X-rays and so on. So you can also improve healthcare all over the world by having AI doctors. So I see a lot of possibilities with this kind of inclusion.
One last question.
Yep.
How are you able to have a very interesting life in the sense that you don't believe in wasting your time, you don't like bullshitting, and you are an artist and you are into the technology, you are into artificial intelligence? How is it possible to combine everything and to make a life out of it?
So it is like I don't separate work and life, but I still have to have. I always had extra jobs because it's still very hard to, like you said, to have a monetary revenue when you work with things that are not sellable. So a lot of the things I do is not connected to any monetary capital. So that's still my challenge, is to kind of pay the rent. At the end of the day, I still have to challenge with paying my rent. That's the reality. But at the same time, I did try working in a bigger corporate company, and that was so meaningless for me that I would rather be really poor and do something like really interesting than slave in a big factory and have a lot of money. For me, money is never a driving force. So I try to combine it, having small extra jobs here and there, doing consulting, teaching, and try to have that cover my rent so I can focus on my art.
Ma'am, what kind of society would you like to foresee for Sweden and the world with artificial intelligence coming into our lives, which has already come in one form or the other?
Improving healthcare, improving education, having technology be accessible to everyone, So basically what I want is freedom for all human beings on this planet, or even further away if there are more. So I think freedom for everyone has always been like a strong force. Freedom and diversity and accessibility.